Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to Peter and Ruffy's Football Show. It's Friday. I'm Peter Martin. Delighted to have your company. Alan Ruff and Barry Ferguson are with me here in the studio. The two guys ready to look over today's headlines. Lots to talk about, and of course we'll be discussing the Scottish Cup quarter-final ties. What a chance for so many teams to book a place in the semi-final at Hampden with dreams of silverware. But before we get to that, all the talk in Scotland today was what was Brendan Rodgers going to say at the press conference as he was unveiled as the new Leicester City manager. Here's how he explained it away.
It's a very, very difficult decision. I think that if I was making this decision with my heart, and I'd be at Celtic for life, because it's an incredible club I supported all my life. But it all happened very quickly. I was presented an opportunity that came to me, and obviously, of course, then emotionally you're having to take that out. And my decision was that I felt that after nearly 3 years at Celtic, with everything that we'd achieved and the success that we'd had on the pitch and the improvements we made off the pitch, that I felt it was probably then the time to move on to my next challenge.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that'll be painful enough for many a Celtic fan. In the cold light of day, you've got to try and retain a sense of perspective on this. Brendan Rodgers went on to say that he's witnessed some of the banners, some of the unhappy Celtic fans. He reckons Celtic fans were hurting. They gave me everything, so I'm not going to say anything other than that. They were angry, but I think reality will set in. I hope the work we did will be appreciated. I've not swapped mediocrity. Leicester have a great history. He said he couldn't have waited until the summer. The club had to make a decision as to where they were at. When they spoke to Celtic, they made it clear I was their only choice.
Yeah, and I don't think that'll make it any easier for the supporters who are really up in arms. They're just so down in the way it happened and with everything that was coming up for this season. And it was taken away from them. And I do think the owners come out with a statement as well, Peter. It wasn't in that one there to say they were quite happy to wait till the end of the season to get him. So this was a Brendan Rodgers decision to go now and as quickly as that. And you know, that's why a lot of the Celtic supporters aren't happy. And he also, not in that clip there, he said it's great to join a club who are hungry to improve. You know, that won't go down well with the Celtic supporters either.
Yeah, listen, the fact of the matter is he wanted out, and quite a long time in my mind before he eventually got out. I think he had, to coin a great Scottish phrase, he was scunnered overall with certain things that weren't going his way.
Yep, and just what Ruffy says, I'd read that myself, that he was Leicester's only choice. They were going to wait to the summer. Now, he must have been desperate to get out and go just now, because listen, they were 8 points ahead. They'd already won the League Cup, and obviously they're still in the Scottish Cup. So I'm surprised that he's chosen to go just now, and I can see why a lot of the Celtic supporters are angry and frustrated. But listen, they need to move on now. As simple as that. They've got a good guy in his place, in Neil Lennon, who knows the club inside out, and they just need to go and move on now.
Yeah, and moving on they will to Easter Road against Hibernian, and here's how that all fits into the quarter-final ties. Our reporter Gabriel Antoniazzi looks ahead to the weekend's cup matches.
The Scottish Cup quarter-finals take place this weekend, with most of the big teams still in the competition.
Hibs host Celtic in Edinburgh on Saturday night, where they beat the cup holders last time they met here in December. Their manager on that day, of course, it was the new Celtic manager Neil Lennon. Will he have inside knowledge on the Leith outfit, or will it work against him? And how will he be received by the home fans? Former Celtic skipper Roy Aitken and current Hibs captain David Gray know the importance of turning up on the day to win the tie.
If Celtic don't get it right, and I think it's down to them, no disrespect to Hibs, I think it's down to how Celtic play, depending on how the game goes, but it'll be a tough match.
On any given day, I think we're a match for anyone, which we've shown in the last couple of seasons. We genuinely see the Scottish Cup as something realistic we can go and win.
The drama isn't over there though, as Rangers and Aberdeen renew their rivalry when they play for the 5th time this season on Sunday. Morelos has seen red in 3 of those fixtures, but he is in scintillating form right now, so keep an eye on him. The Dons have only won 1 of their last 7 home games, so they'll be hoping to rapidly improve their form on Sunday. This cup probably represents the last opportunity to win silverware for both teams this season, and 2 former cup winners, Willie Miller and Davy Weir, are expecting a feisty affair.
It always is a competitive fixture, isn't it? And I think, you know, the fact that it's a Scottish Cup tie as well, you know, just gives it heightened importance.
There's always an edge to Aberdeen Rangers games, and when you play each other so quickly together, I think it adds a bit of spice, and you know the previous game's still in the memory.
Let's not forget Hearts, who have a favourable tie at Championship strugglers Partick Thistle on Monday evening. Could they go all the way this season? And Dundee United against Inverness Cally Thistle, proving the magic of the cup is still around. Which of these 2 second-tier sides will earn a semi-final berth? All teams playing this weekend have one thing in mind: to make it to Hampden on the 13th of April for the semi-final, to give them a chance at getting their hands on the oldest trophy in world football.
Yeah, we're looking forward to 4 great matches on offer. And of course, with Brendan Rodgers now gone, Neil Lennon's recorded his first win in the league as Celtic's interim manager. But now, as you know, fate would have it, Ruffy, he's back to his old club, Hibernian. What kind of reception do you think he'll get?
I don't think he'll have any problem whatsoever. I think he left Hibs in a good footing with the supporters. I think everybody knows it was behind the scenes that the trouble was. I think the Hibs supporters will get right behind him. There'll obviously be a bit of banter going about here and there, but Neil's big enough to handle that, and I think it'll be a great advert for football. I think this is a cracking game that could go either way.
Yeah, and of course Neil Lennon himself realises he has to try and fill that void vacated by the previous manager. And we'll come back to
another cup game. They've handled the cup games fantastically well over the last couple of years, and tomorrow's no different. And we know, and I know personally, how good Hibs are. It's not about me. I'm working for the players and with the players. There might be a few subplots, you know, regarding me going back, but it's not the major issue here for me. The major issue is for me to help negotiate a very, very difficult cup tie for us and get to the semi-finals. So yeah, it'll be a bit surreal going back so early, but I'm ready for it and prepared for it, and you know, I'm very familiar, as you can be, with the club as Celtic. So there's a lot of familiar faces around the place, and I know the backdrop of what's required.
Well, I don't think he'll have to employ any scouts to tell him. He'll be able to actually sit there with 2 boards, Barry. OK, here's the Celtic team and here's how they play, regardless of what Paul Heckingbottom says. He knows them all inside out.
Yeah, as you says, it's Neil Lennon's team, basically. He signed all the players. I don't think they've changed much since the new manager's come in. So I'm sure Neil Lennon will know every single thing about that Hibs team. It'll be a great game for him. Look, it's one of the games where he's come back to a place where I think he'll get a great reception as well. He had a fantastic time there, really successful, got them back in the Premier League, finished 4th last year. Wasn't as good this year, but obviously there was problems in the background. But no, I think Celtic will go there, and I think Celtic will win that game. Yeah,
it's strange though. One thing we won't see at Easter Road on Saturday evening, Ruffy, is quite simply Celtic adopting this let's play it out from the back, because you know, after the game at Tynecastle in midweek, I asked him, is that the immediate thing you're going to change? And he said, that's got to stop.
I think it'll stop, you know, the majority of the times. There will be times when you will use it, you know, if you're not getting pressed. But like all good sides, you know, you do your homework, and if that's the way they play, you just press up, and you know they're not comfortable on the ball, so you put them under pressure. I don't think it will happen that much.
Okay, thanks to everyone who's joined us on our Facebook as well to give us their thoughts on the Brendan Rodgers situation and, of course, on Neil Lennon returning to Hibs. BC says Lenny will get a decent reception when he comes to Easter Road. Then it will be all about Paul Heckingbottom. What about the quiz? Here's the winner. Congratulations to Eileen, our quiz winner. Barry Ferguson and Alan Ruff are with me, Peter Martin. Thank you very much for your company. Don't forget, on social media, you can join us on Twitter, on YouTube, and of course on Facebook to give us your thoughts on all things Scottish football. As far as the Scottish Cup quarter-finals are concerned, Hibs Celtic is on the Saturday evening. Let's switch our attention to Aberdeen against Rangers, because quite simply I think Aberdeen, after that defeat to Hamilton, will be trying to pick themselves up. There is, as ever, the needle. There's a real bonus today with the fact that the £50 million Kingsford project has been given the all clear after various appeals and protests. Now they can actually start to plan for a new stadium away from Pittodrie.
Yeah, good news for Aberdeen, but I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to this game. If it's as good as the last one a few weeks back, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Some great play. It was a physical game. There's plenty of good goals in it, and it's always a tough place to go up to Pittodrie. But I think I was surprised as anybody with the result against Hamilton Accies midweek. But I'm sure I'll get them back in the next day, and he'll have them ready for Rangers coming up. But listen, Rangers are in a good place just now. Rangers have convincingly won the last 3 games. And they've got to go up there with confidence, Peter. One thing you've got to be is you've got to be ready for the battle when you go to Pittodrie. And I'm sure this Rangers team will be, because, as I said, the last few games have been decent.
Yeah, Ruffy, I can't quite work out Aberdeen. I mean, Cosgrove was on goal-scoring form. And then all of a sudden, throughout last season, the season before, and now this season as well, you always seem to get that patch where you think, have they not got the mental strength to believe that they can push, and make that late push and do what they do, which is, finish second? I don't think they've got it this season.
I just think that, and again, Barry will know this better than me, when you're in a team, when the standards are so high and people keep saying to you, you've got to win this week, you've got to win that week, you've got to keep winning. Some players just can't handle that. Some players just don't have the ability or the mentality to keep winning all the time, and that Hamilton result just throws that into it. And it's not the kind of game you would want to be playing Rangers in the next game, getting beat 2-0 with Hamilton. They won't be firing on all cylinders. They'll be apprehensive about that Hamilton result in the back of their minds. And if Rangers score early on, there's only going to be one winner in that game for me.
Yeah, and the one thing about it is, they are playing good football. Slowly but surely, Steven Gerrard has managed to just push in Glenn Kamara in there as well. He's just come in. Doesn't seem as if he needs to worry about being accepted. He's hit the ground running when he's been thrown in there.
Yep, listen, he's come in, and it's always difficult when you first come into a new club. But as you say, he's had a few decent performances. He just needs to keep that going for a number of games. He's shown signs that he has got the qualities to be a Rangers player. But I liked the bit it came out with Steven Gerrard. Obviously delighted with the first half performance against Dundee, and then had a go at the players. That's standards for me. Yeah, you never let your standards slip, and I like to see things like that happening.
What about the fact that he from time to time will actually take somebody at the trackside and say, look, and he's having a word with individuals, and then obviously after the game as well, saying, listen, you need to, like he did as a player, you need to get a grip of this game. You need to demand. You need to get. If you think somebody's not playing well, it's time you in the midfield started shouting at the others. I mean, he's asking for someone like yourself in the middle of the park.
Yeah, when I look at the Rangers team, look, I've been impressed certainly the last 3 games. I mean, a lot of goals and no goals conceded. But I look at it and I just think they need 1 or 2 leaders, somebody who's going to demand when things are maybe letting slip, like the Dundee game midweek, where they score 3 goals in the first 25 minutes and then the standards slip a wee bit. That's when you need some players on that pitch, letting other people know, listen, we need to raise it again. And I like the fact that he's come out and he says that about the players, and I like the fact that he's pulling some players and saying to them, listen, you need to try and be leaders on the pitch, because the manager can't do everything at the side of the pitch.
Yeah. Okay, there are 2 other games we're going to talk about now, Ruffy, but just briefly, Hibs against Celtic, how do you see that one going?
I think Celtic will come out of that narrowly, a 2-1 win.
Yeah, I think Celtic will go through.
Up at Pittodrie?
I think Rangers will go through.
Scoreline?
I think they won it by a couple of goals, 2-0.
Right, okay, Ruffy?
2-1 again for me.
Okay, I've always got to get your opinion on that so that people can leather you on the Monday on social media. It's as simple as that. That's the way the world works. It's all about opinions. You'll get them on here. Don't forget you can post your messages on Facebook to us. Hi to Scott, Margaret Gordon and so many people joining us to give us their messages. Now, Dundee United against Inverness. Now, there's an interesting thing coming out of Dundee United, and I know you two are going to start smiling at this. You from a financial point of view, and you obviously for the conduct. There's the fixtures: Hibs, Celtic, Aberdeen, Rangers, Dundee United against Inverness, and Partick Thistle, Hearts. But the Dundee United new American owner, this is Mark Ogden, says he thinks the fans should be allowed to have a beer at the game. He said, you know, it would be nice if the fans could have a beer in the States. It's part of the entertainment. Now, I love the idea. People go there, they're respectable, they have a beer with their mates, they talk about the game, they go and sit in their seat. But with all due respect, right now, when you think of what we've witnessed this season, Ruffy, I can't see a beer being added to the equation, can you?
No, I think if you were asked the police what is the main culprit of any trouble at whatever, is drink. You know, and we haven't mastered it yet.
It's not just drink, Ruffy.
No, it's not drink, but I mean, the thing about football games, there's hospitality going on and there's people drinking all through the game.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's the actual focusing on the fans who are not at the hospitality. They're the ones who, if they know they can have a drink, they'll be in the pub at 12 o'clock, they'll be at the stadium. They're the ones we've got to worry about, you know. And again, it's a small minority. I bet you there's a majority of people would go to a game and handle themselves impeccably.
Yeah.
I love the idea, but it's never going to happen.
Yeah, never?
I don't think it can happen. No,
in this country, surely we can move on.
Yeah, but until we start behaving ourselves.
Yeah.
Until all this nonsense for the stands and all these morons stop doing silly things, then we can maybe sit down and have a think about it. I've been to America myself, I've been to games, and do you know what, it's great, but at this moment in time, there is no chance it's going to happen here.
Yeah. How did the American audience or the people in the stands handle the fact, you know, when they're cheering and being very positive and you stood up and started berating the players? Shouting at your son.
I can't remember a couple of games.
Brilliant. It would be great if we could all go and have a pint and be respectable, but sadly, you know, on a serious note on it, some fans just can't actually conduct themselves in the proper manner. So Dundee United against Inverness, there will be hospitality drink, but out with that, I don't know, I'm swaying just towards Dundee United in this one, Ruffy. I don't know why, I just think they've got the edge.
Yeah, we've played both teams, obviously, and I do think Dundee United are the stronger of the two, and I think with the home advantage, with the players that he's brought in, I think they'll just edge it, not by much.
Yeah, Barry?
Yeah, I've been impressed with Robbie Neilson since he's come into Dundee United. I fancy Dundee United to win that.
Yeah. Okay, for the first time, and I make no bones about it, this is the first time I've been invited to Partick Thistle as a guest of one of the directors, Barry. He claims he's invited me 1,000,000 times, but this is the first time. I'll be going there and hobnobbing it for Partick Thistle against Hearts.
Yeah, but you invited me when you were out of the studio, so so that'll be the both of us. Are you going? Yeah, I'm going to go.
Oh, that's
I'm going
fantastic.
to take free hospitality at Firhill, why not?
That's good. That takes the heat off me now because they'll be giving you pelters. It's going to be great. Yep. We've been invited. We're slightly compromised by the fact he's invited us to Thistle. Hearts for me to win it by a couple.
No, listen, look, it'll take the mind away because speaking to Ruffy, the last couple of games have been difficult for Partick. 2 bad results. I know he was saying the Ross County game, they were different class in the first half, but a poor second half, then a poor midweek performance against Dunfermline, so this will take the players' minds away from it, and you never know. Listen, the Cup's a strange one, but if I'm being honest, I fancy Hearts.
Yeah, absolutely. you and I've got
but
to...
I hope for Ruffy's sake.
Yeah, absolutely, would be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I've got 2 dresses and wigs for us now that we've tipped the Jambos to win it. It's all about opinions. You can give us yours, and don't forget Monday to Friday, you've got your chance to win some cracking T-shirts in your own favourite team's colours as well in the big quiz. Monday to Friday as ever, and on Monday, if you can join us, Barry and myself will be back here, slightly the worse for wear because we're certainly going to hammer the hospitality. You can join us. We'll look back over the 3 games in the Scottish Cup quarterfinals, and then, of course, to the one at Firhill on the Monday night between Partick Thistle and Hearts. So thanks to Ruffy. Thanks, of course, to Barry Ferguson. Go to the football, enjoy your football, support your team, and then go home safely. It's the only advice I hope you pay heed to. Thanks for watching the programme.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.